All right, here we go. So this is a response video to Django Unleashed on YouTube. Right, I did a YouTube short where I was talking about digital ID, and we got into a little argument on there. Nothing crazy, but I want to just go over it because I think it's interesting. So first thing here, we're gonna look at just kind of what's happening. So here we're gonna look at the UK. This is Keir Starmer talking about digital ID. Just quick clip. Here we go.
Today, I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work
Whoops.
by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Oops. Okay, so why is this sketchy? Why don't we like this? Why is this not a vibe? First, let's go ahead and we'll look at this what this dude said, and then I'll go off of this guy's argument. So here we go. This is Django.unleashed on YouTube. Sorry to put you on blast, but just kidding. People don't really watch these, so it's okay. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so he commented on my short and he said, "Where's the tinfoil on your hat?" I said, "Just ordered a new roll. Come on." I just go with it. He said, "A digital ID is just a digital copy of the physical card. You're already in the system, and all these fears can as easily come to fruition long before digital ID socially blacklists you for indiscretions." I butchered reading that, but he's basically saying you're in the same situation now as digital ID. What's the big deal? I said the difference is that right now the bank doesn't know if I get a speeding ticket, and the airline doesn't know if I'm in trouble for a tweet, etc. Digital ID links all that shit together so you can be controlled much more easily than you can now. And he said, "You're actually brainless." Oh, look it. He typoed it. He put the wrong your. Um, anyways, that's funny. But okay, so I said, here, I think I need to move this up. My bad. Whoa. So I responded, and that was this morning. I didn't realize that he responded again. I responded, "Fair enough. For the record, the way I see it is that if there's no difference between physical ID and digital ID, then why implement a digital ID? The functionality is clearly different, and my argument is that some of the new functionality could have a negative effect on our freedom and be used to control or monitor us in ways that were previously not possible, especially if at some point in the future the governor or people in control are bad actors." And I said, like Hitler, Stalin, Mao, Pol Pot, etc., get into government and they have this power. I like imagine what Hitler would have done with a digital ID if there was digital ID in frickin' Germany or in Europe, right? So that was kind of my argument. And so I think a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but some people think, what's a big deal, right? What's a big deal? And I think to a certain degree, this dude, in his defense, is right about some of this, where it's like, okay, yeah, they can kind of already get you now. But the thing is, I think the point is that the difference is once everything is kind of linked together, right? Now the ability for you to, like, for example, imagine if like your digital ID is linked to your Google. Right now Google like isn't linked to my ID, linked to the government, linked to my bank, right? So if I do something sketchy, and think of all the websites and things I'm logged into using Google, right? And my digital ID's on there and everything's connected. If the government doesn't like me, it can just yeet all that stuff, just like cut it off. And you've seen this in China. China's kind of the first thing where, you've seen the dude who tries to buy a train ticket, but he fucked up. I don't know what he did, but it just says no, can't buy one, can't go, right? And so I think the idea is that type of situation being much easier and much more connected for the government, whoever controls the digital ID system, to be able to control you and to freaking tell you what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Especially if your bank's connected, right? And it's like, oh, now the government sees everything you're buying, see your purchases, and says, oh, you can't shop here. You can't do this. You can only go here or there when you try to buy a train ticket or when you try to buy an Uber, right? And it can just shut your shit down, right? And you think right now the governments are pretty chill and it's like, okay, whatever, right? They can kind of get you if they want. But, you know, if let's say you're a liberal person in America, right, and you think Trump is like this horrible authoritarian fascist guy, right? Imagine worse than that, right? Do you want him to be able to make decisions about and have control over your digital ID and know everywhere you're going and what you're doing and all these things easier and better? And then imagine there's a successor eventually that comes to power that completely freaking takes advantage of that, right? To squash dissent, political dissent, whatever. And the thing is, it's not like even hypothetical, like this dude was saying. They kind of already doing that. It's like in you know, you had in Ottawa a while ago, you had these trucker protests, and they just like yeeted these guys' bank accounts, right? If you were donating or if you were helping it, just imagine that on steroids. Everything in your life. It's not just your bank account. It's not just your bank account. It's everything. It's when you try to buy food, if you try to travel, if you try to freaking log on to social media, if you try to freaking do anything, they got you. I don't like it. I don't like that. I think it's horrible. So I don't know why this guy's like tinfoil hat. I'm like, dude, we know there's oppressive governments that are horrible and kill tons of people. We've seen it. It's happening now. Um, Dude, so and here's the thing, is they're gonna force you to get it or you can't work, dude. And the thing is, it's always in the name of safety and security and like to make things better. And maybe it is. Like even if you say, okay, Keir Starmer and that you know, what do you say, that party or that those people that are doing it, even if they do are well intentioned, right? Even if they're not sinister, malicious or anything, they just want it to be better for everyone and they care about everyone and think this will help. Who's to say who's going to get in there after them, right? Who's to say what's going to happen in the future? And, you know, you just don't know. And so I think it's sketchy. And I think, I wonder about myself. And I'm like, am I going to get one? If it was like, am I going to just do it? And because I think with the jab, I did it and I regret it. And I got strong armed into it because I wanted to travel. And I wish I wouldn't have got it. And I caved. I wonder if I'll do that with the digital ID and just be like, it's too hard to freaking, I gotta work, I gotta do shit, I'm just gonna get it. And next thing I know, I'm watching what I say online because I don't want to get freaking yeeted, right? And it's like, now I'm in this freaking control environment where everything, my livelihood, my work, my job, my voice, my everything is connected to this central place where who's ever up at that central place gets to decide what I buy, if I can travel, if I can say what I want, if I can log into this account, if I can freaking send this message, if I can everything, right? Doesn't sound that good to me. I don't want to live that way. That sounds pretty bad if I'm being honest. And I don't think it's tinfoil hat to like be scared of that or like think that that's a bad thing, you know? Um, Really, I mean, what? I don't know. Like, is it that hard to see how that could go bad? Like, dude, um, I don't think it is. I almost think it's guaranteed to go bad. You could argue it's just at some point, like, are we gonna have just benevolent leaders for the rest of history in charge of our countries, that just don't abuse that? Probably not, dude. You know, in the UK, they're already just freaking arresting people for tweets, putting them in jail. Go to jail. We don't like what you said. You know, and imagine if they can just go turn off your bank, turn off your freaking thing, can't go on a train, can't get an Uber, can't do this. Dude, it's like that's almost, I don't know. Am I crazy? That doesn't sound good. Is it tinfoil hat? I don't think so. That's my argument towards Django Unleashed. I'm open to a rebuttal. Um, Let me know what you think, why it's fine. And I'm overreacting. And I also just don't agree it's the same as our IDs right now. I just think it's not as connected, it's not as in control um, as it otherwise might be. This is kind of one reason why I like crypto and Bitcoin because it might be a good answer to that. Um, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I do think there's something to his argument where it's like if the government right now, the US government wanted to just like yeet me out of banks and like go to Apple and like yeet my Apple ID and my Google account or something and like shut me down, they probably could. They definitely could. But that's not good either. And the fact that it would be easier for them to do that and it's more connected and they have more control and more power, no, thank you. Am I going to have to go off grid? I hate to say it, but I kind of feel like I would just get the digital ID if I had to. If it was that thing where it's like, dude, you can't get money. Money's not allowed into your bank account unless you freaking get it. Would I just get it? I think I would. Would you? What do we do if we don't want to get it? Do we start a new country? Where do we go? I wonder what countries will just never do it. Um, you know, that's why I'm stacking Bitcoin as much as I can and cryptos and stuff. And I don't know if you've seen, but Zcash is popping crazy mode right now, and I don't know why. I don't know if people are getting skeptical of the government, but it was $20 a coin for a while, like for years and years and years, and now it's just like 400, for almost 500 probably now. So it's popping hard, and because Zcash is like truly anonymous transactions, right? It's like you can't track it, can't know who it is, can't know the amount. So maybe I'm gonna get some of that. Should have got it a year ago. Messed that up. Anyways, I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. Just wanted to sound off on that. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments. Peace.